Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do the hashtag only 10 mass market decks. This is my second attempt of filming. I did the whole video, but then the quality was horrible. I don't know what happened with the phone, but hey, we're gonna do it again. Like the first time, I'm not gonna go in any particular order. I'm just gonna go through them the way I kind of built my tower here, you know. And we will see from there. So let's start with the top, which is the Grail Tarot. Normally this is in a big box. I put the deck separately with the book because that's all I really need. I'm gonna put these aside for a second. One of my favorite things, I think, from this deck, I put them in front, is the combination of the Emperor and the Empress, which is Queen Sheba and King Solomon. And in this deck too, the major arcana, I think the minor too, but the major arcana is like a panoramic. You can put them all aside and it will form this one big picture. So I'm really enjoying that part. Except for Queen Sheba, I don't find it super diverse, this deck, but it still has something that, well, makes me happy. So even though, again, it's not super diverse at all, actually, and there's something about it that really, well, floats my boat. So yeah, this deck, mass market, even though there are moments it's out of print for a long time, at least here in Europe, and then it will pop up again, you know. I actually bought it in a period that it was very hard to find here, and I actually got my copy all the way from the States. I didn't want to wait anymore. I kept waiting and nothing happened here, and I think it was months after I actually had my copy. It popped up again regularly here in Europe, and now, in all honesty, I don't know for sure. I have my copy, so I'm good. So yeah, this is definitely one mass market that I absolutely love. Like I said, even though it lacks a little bit of diversity, there is something about this deck yeah, that I just love. There is... I think the book is also a part of it, because there's this whole story going on, you know, and the way for every card, how we get to the meaning, I think is very interesting. So yeah, this one is definitely in my top 10 mass market decks. So yes, that is the Grail Tarot. Let's see where I can put stuff. Well, we're just gonna build a tower here. Okay, the second one, let me see, is the Heinle Tarot. I mean, yeah, we can only pick 10, you know, and I try to stay at those 10. But yeah, there are so many choices. But what I just said about the Grail Tarot lacking diversity, this is an old deck. I think it was 1990 or something when it came out. And I do believe it was way ahead of its time when we talk diversity, you know. Every suit is a different... wait, what's the word I'm looking for now? Like society, I mean... We have the Egyptians in here, and I think English as well. And what was the other one again? Anyway, like I said, it has that diversity, and especially in the 1990s, you know. I think that's a big thing, you know. Nowadays, we're still fighting to get some diversity in decks, and then you have decks that act like they're diverse, but, well, kind of missing the boat there, you know. So yeah, this one definitely a front runner. But why I put it also in my top 10 is because this for me is a truth teller. This tells me what I need to hear instead of what I want to hear, and I think well, we all need a deck like that. We have our cuddle decks that are gentle and kind with us, but I myself would really need this kind of deck as well, you know. I have multiples, but I do like this one. And yeah, the fact that it is diverse, also that it's based in the toast system. These, excuse me, these for me are all pluses, you know. So yes, the Heinle Tarot, definitely a deck that needed to be in my top 10. Let's see, what else do we got? Let's see. Yes. Okay, the next one is the Orisha Tarot. It's actually one of my favorites. I really, really love this deck. Let me put this a little bit aside. Yes. I love the coloration because there are a lot of colors, but they're not like bright. And I love how the stories all go back to the Orishas and then link that back to the meaning of the cards. I love the art in this one. The quality of the cards is very thin, but I have it already for some time now and it never has failed me, so that's a good thing. And again, this for this subject and this this focus, you know, to have that mass market is absolutely amazing. And again, I really love it. I love the art. I love everything about this deck. So the fact that it is mass market is, well, kind of the cherry on top of the cake. So yes, I really like this one. The fact that it's mass market just makes it that much better. So that's the Orisha Tarot. This is, if you look for it, it's the red and black box. I think there's a yellow box one there too. I prefer the red one. Just search for Orisha Tarot on Amazon and you will find it if you're interested in, of course. So yeah, this one could not be left out. A very important deck in my practice. Again, the fact that it's mass market just makes me more happy. Another one, of course, my Hoodoo Tarot. Couldn't be without this one. And again, it's mass market. A little bit the same story as with the Orisha, because this is definitely a niche, right? A very focused point. So that this is mass market is just awesome. And the majors, of course, are all changed in this one. It has very specific stories to each. The booklet is great, you know. It gives a nice story, a meaning. They talk about the image, so very detailed. I love her work. I have another deck of her, which is also in my top 10, but I will show you that later on. So yeah, the Hoodoo Tarot, I think among a lot of us who practice African spirituality, you know, this is definitely a favorite. So yes, the Hoodoo Tarot. I mean, I love the art. The art is beautiful. I actually wish that maybe an oracle deck or something from this duo, you know, would also come. But yeah, I love this deck. I definitely love this deck. So yes, that's the Hoodoo Tarot. I'm trying to go a little bit quicker. Because, well, we got 10 decks here. If you ever do want to see a more in-depth video about a deck, please feel free to drop that question in the comment box. Let me see. Okay, and next one is the New Orleans, again, Voodoo Tarot, sorry. Again, it has a big box, so I kind of made it a small box. Because, well, those big boxes, they're, well, they can be very annoying. Okay, let's see. This is, of course, again, very specific, but I love the art style, and I'm more diverse in Hoodoo than Voodoo. So I still need my book, and I love the book because, again, we have that storytelling going on. It makes us understand, you know, why the depiction is chosen for this card. We can we can make those connections, you know. But it's, yeah, it's a beautiful deck. It's very deep. It doesn't hold back its punches, you know. It's a very truth-telling deck, absolutely. And just beautiful, very deep. Yeah, this is one that will probably, never say never, but probably will never leave my collection, you know. Oh, look at Obatala. I really like him. So yes, the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot mass market, which is awesome, of course. Yeah, is one that really needs to be in this list of only 10 mass market decks. I love the size of this one because it's not small, but it's also not standard size. It actually has, well, a perfect size. I wish it would actually be like borderless almost, but even like this, you know, it's a good deck. It's really a good deck. I love the shuffle of this one because I shuffled this so much. It's all soft and it's just awesome. Okay, I think I have one more tarot deck because I tried to, well, share a little bit, you know, tarot and wait, sorry, I'm trying to build my tower back here. I tried to mix tarot and oracle. So this is my last tarot deck, yes, which is the Global Fusion Intuitive Tarot by my brother, Wayne Rodney. I love this deck. I did an first impressions of this deck, and I had so much fun with it, you know. I saw some pirate connections, and he actually made a video about that because he told me I was right by making that connection, which of course was awesome. And then he did this amazing video about it, very educational, but at the same time the way he went about it, yeah, oh my god, it was so entertaining. I'm gonna put the video in the description if you want to see. If you have this deck, I'm just saying you need to see. But yeah, this is an awesome deck. There's nothing about this deck I don't like. Excuse me. I did say, I think in my initial what's it called? Yeah, walkthrough, but really getting to know it, you know, first impressions, that it for me had a very masculine feeling. And I still feel that way, but not as much as I did before. I don't know what's changed or how my look at it has changed. It still definitely has that masculinity. But no, this deck has everything a deck needs to have, you know. I love his perspective because he starts with the minors and works its way up to the majors. His explanation in the booklet is also awesome about this. I can definitely understand that. There's a very intelligent design almost about it, you know. There's a lot going on in every card. Everything has a meaning. Nothing is there just for the show of it, you know. Everything means something. So yeah, this one, absolutely amazing. I love it. Not gonna lie, the fact that it has Rastas in it and Rastafarians, yeah. Dreadlocks, the gold, green, red, you know. I mean, seriously. This is all for me. Just, again, cherry on top of the cake. But yeah, he went about it very intelligently in this deck. And, well, I love everything about it. So, yes, this is the Global Fusion Intuitive Tarot, which is awesome. I think it was indie first, but it had been picked up by US Games. So it's now mass market, and I absolutely love it. So again, I will put his video in the description below. If you have this deck or plan on getting this deck, I would really recommend you watch that video. And in all honesty, it's just really a fun video. You can watch it anyway. Okay, let's go to yeah, Oracle. I got 4 Oracle. This is the other deck that I said was from the same creator as the Hoodoo Tarot. It's the same artist and the same creator. The Symbols Oraculum, Oracle of the Black Doves of Africa. This is a very specific deck. It works in a system. And you could, of course, use it outside of its system. But yeah, then it's going to be more intuitive, because there's a whole portion of cards that doesn't really give that divination kind of meaning. It actually asks you a question that you need to consider. However, again, it's a very smart deck. I love the mosaic kind of art style. I do wish that it was matte. I'm not really a complainer about cardstock, but I think because of the gloss, I'm kind of missing details. I think if it was matte, it was easier to look at, but maybe that's me, you know. Matte or not, you know, I still love this deck. I'm using this deck. It is, again, a very intelligent design, you know, and really helps you in, well, the pursuit of, you know. It's not about only obtaining that answer. Almost, it's almost the journey to that answer, and I find that very beautiful. So yeah, you can see here there is some coloration differences in the cards, because you got 4, if I'm not mistaken, you got 4 kind of suits almost, that you work with. And again, it's worth every penny. However, like I said, even though I'm not a complainer about cardstock, if this would come out in matte, I would be jumping on it, you know. Because it is an amazing deck. It really is. So yes, this is the Symbols Oraculum, Oracle of the Black Doves of Africa. Absolutely beautiful. So let's see. The next one of my all-time favorites, the African Goddess Rising, of Miss Abiola Abrams. I don't know if I said everyone's, well, every name of every creator. But this one, I think this is one of the decks that I actually really promoted, yeah, among my brothers and sisters when I saw it was coming out. I went in those Facebook groups, yeah, and I was like, did you see this? You need to get this. Because I really, really love this deck. Yeah, this just has everything, you know. I mean, the name is African Goddess Rising, but there are goddesses, there are mothers, there are spirits, there are people who have high standing in the African diaspora. Again, it has everything. A lot of them I knew, some I didn't even know, and I really researched over the years, you know. I made great connections with. So yes, this one is well, it's one that I think all my brothers and sisters have by now, because it's such an amazing deck, you know. We don't see too much, well, it's getting better, don't get me wrong, but I think diversity is still a big problem. So decks like this, or even, like I said, the Global Fusion Intuitive Tarot of brother Wayne Rodney, you know. The Hoodoo Tarot by Tayana, sorry, by Sister Tayana. I mean, these decks, they mean something to us, right? But this one, it's so colorful, right? It really reminds me of Africa, the colorfulness of Africa, right? So yeah, this one really makes me happy, and definitely belongs in my only 10 mass market decks. Could not be without this one. Okay, 2 more. Let me see. Okay, this one really made me happy. The Herbal Astrology Oracle. Now, in all honesty, I'm not really paying too much attention to the astrology part. I've been looking for a good herbal oracle for a long time now, and when this one came out, everything about this made me happy. I mean, the coloration of these cards, the beautiful earth tones and the the black and brown people in this, and there are lots of them, you know. This just made me happy, you know. Everything about this deck made me happy, and still makes me happy. I mean, just look at this one. Isn't that amazing? Truly love this deck. I was looking for a long time, and I could not find a great something that really made me happy, you know. As a root worker, herbs are very important to me. Herbs, plants, spices, all of that, you know. And yeah, when this one came out, oh, I jumped at it. I don't know. Okay, basically, I don't know when decks come out, you know. When something pops up and I like it, I will see. But I'm not like, oh, what will come out next week or next month or next year? In all honesty, I don't have the time for that. And in all honesty, also, I don't even know how to begin doing that. But this one somehow was already in pre-order on Amazon for months, or it at least the deck was there, like, okay, it will come out then and then. And I fell in love with that deck. And I think I was waiting to make the order, and then it was like 2 weeks before it came out, a local shop had it. So yeah, I didn't even wait, you know, on Amazon. I bought it at the local shop. I mean, Palo Santo. Oh my God, that's just beautiful. I want to stop there. As you can see, you know, it's a beautiful deck. Again, in all honesty, the astrology parts on top, you know, I don't really pay too much attention to them. They're mentioned in the booklet, you know, in the story about the herb, where it comes from, how it's been used and all that, you know. But yeah, for the rest, it's beautiful. You have the title of the herb, you have a keyword, you have other keywords in the booklet. You have upright and even reversed. They mentioned astrological rulers. They talk a little bit about the history of the herb, and then the guidance, which is practically the message, right? So beautiful deck. Again, I love everything about this deck. So this definitely needs to be in my only 10 mass market decks. And then the last one, which is a newer deck. I think I have it now 2 or 3 months, maybe. I did a walkthrough, or again, looking at it for the first time, right, how it's working, because there's definitely a system going on here. I will link it in the description if you're interested. A very interesting deck. We have here 4 moon cards. And then we deal with the Odus, which in IFA is like a divination kind of, system. System is the word. It's a divination kind of system. And even though there are way more than the 32 cards we have here, you know, it's kind of fun to dabble in it in this way. So the premise of this deck is the brown colored card are the negative aspects, and the colored card are the positive aspects. So let me see, here, let's do this one, because 31 in this case is Alafia. 32 is also Alafia, but 31 is then the colored version, is the positive aspects of this Odu, and then 32, the brown Alafia, is the negative aspects of this Odu. So this is how we got multiple Odus in the deck, and that is a little bit how, well, you go through them. Like I said, I did a much more in-depth in my walkthrough of the deck. Again, I will link it in the description if you're interested. But this is so fun, you know. I loved it. I recognize the art. I forget his name every time. Breno Loiser. I don't know how to say that. I'm probably saying that all wrong. I apologize. Let's see. Well, if you can see it, because it has a kind of a texture here under illustrated by. I actually follow this brother online on Instagram already for a long time. And when I saw this deck coming out, I recognized the artwork immediately. It's actually one that I pre-ordered. I don't always do that. Most of the time I don't. But with this one I did. I didn't want to miss out, you know. I wanted it as soon as was humanly possible. So yes, I'm really enjoying this one. It's a deck you don't really go into with a question. You go into it with an open mind, and you're going to receive the advice that is needed. Not the one you want, but what is needed again, you know. So yes, this one in the last couple of months, you know, really became, well, part of my practice, you know. I love pairing this one with Sister Aminat, her Yami Oracle, and I love to pair it with my Orisha Tarot, the one I just showed, you know. And that makes all a beautiful pairing. So yeah, that was this one. Now, I did my 10. Yeah, I do have one, which is an Oracle deck, and it's an honorable mention. And it's not because it's the most stunning deck or any of that. Why I want to mention this deck is because it's the most versatile deck I have in my collection. It's simple, but it fits with everything. And that's the daily crystal inspiration cards. Excuse me. Every time, I like to pair aesthetically. I like to pair with message, you know, that they really talk and communicate with each other. However, if I have a deck well, apparently my other decks don't really, well, aesthetically or communicatively, you know, that they don't really work together, this one never fails. I put this one next to it, yeah, and it's a perfect reading with multiple decks, you know. So yes, like I said, it's not like it's a masterpiece in art or something, because it's a simple crystal, yeah, with the name and a keyword. Yeah, it's really simple in that sense. But this one goes with everything. Like I said, it's my most versatile deck, I think is the right word for it. And that makes me want to mention it as an honorable mention. Because while all these others have definitely reasons for me why I really want to mention them, and why I might want to, well, shine a light a little bit on them, you know. Like I said, this one, yeah, it just goes with everything. It doesn't matter what kind of deck it is, yeah, it will go with it. So for that reason, I did want to mention it. It's my 11th deck, kind of, and well, we only had 10, right? But like I said, I did want to give it its due because of how well it goes well with just about everything, you know. Just about everything. It will go and it will do what it needs to do. Now again, I said that before, I'm not really a cardstock snob in that sense. However, this does have thick and glossy paper. If they would put this in matte, yeah, I would be all over that one too. Because even though I love the deck, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the cardstock. It's just too fat and glossy, and I think matte would actually be perfect. But again, it does what it needs to do. And also, I'm not a fan of the backs. It's just too much compared to the calm it brings, you know, in every card. This is why I think it fits with everything, because there's a calmness there, you know. It's just the crystal, the name of the crystal, and, well, a key word or phrase kind of thing, you know. So it really brings that calm to a reading. And yeah, again, this is why I think the backs don't really match. But okay. Sorry. I don't care too much about it, you know, because, well, it is what it is. This part does what it needs to do. So yeah, that was the last one then, my honorable mention, the Daily Crystal Inspiration deck. So that were my 10, or well, 11. And that was the end of my, well, show and tell. I want to thank you all for being here, for watching the video, for being a part of my channel. I wish you all a very, very blessed day. And I hope to see you all again soon. Okay, bye-bye. Stay blessed.